It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to another conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, we're creeping up on holiday time. Exciting time to be a part of the association, but more than anything, we want to give thanks to everyone who, all those stations that bring you the show every week, and everyone who makes this all possible. Eddie Garrison, everyone else with Radio 1 that makes this happen, and to you, to your staff, and everybody involved. And we can never thank enough what the individual athletic directors, coaches, administrators, principals, superintendents, everyone down, fans, everybody involved who make high school sports an enormously important part of the fabric of life in Indiana.
That's exactly right, Coach. And, first of all, thanks to everybody that you just mentioned, because this is, in sport, we learn to celebrate as a team. And Indiana is certainly a team when it comes to the protection and the support and the development of high school athletics in the state. And so, but what I'm so proud about, too, is, people – They don't just go to work. They learn. They go out and try to figure out how to do things better. And I'm actually spending some time with the athletic directors from around the country. But I spent a day recently with my counterparts in the Midwest, the executive directors and commissioners of states that go from the Dakotas up to the Great Lakes and over to Ohio, and we spend an entire day just talking about education-based athletics and what's working well in their states, and we talk about what's working well in Indiana, and we learn from each other as you do in a team setting. And then we have, I think, 75 athletic directors down here in Austin, Texas, learning how to get better at their craft. And a lot of people think ADs just go to games, and just show up. And I know you were one too, Coach.
Right.
Because the only time they ever see an athletic director is at an event, but they don't see him at the school on a daily basis, and bus duty, and all the things that they try to do to provide a quality experience for children in this state. And so, and I think Indiana has the largest contingent of athletic directors here at this conference. And again, it's about getting better.
Well, I'm not surprised to hear that we have the largest number because, we're pretty provincial in the state of Indiana. We truly believe that we do things a lot better than everyone else. But we've learned a lot of important lessons from our colleagues. And I think one of the things that people don't understand is that this is a labor of love. If you started to pay coaches and administrators and athletics in our high schools on an hourly basis, they wouldn't be. You'd be stunned the amount of hours that they put in. I mean, it is a labor-intensive occupation, and seldom do they get the recognition that they so richly deserve.
No, that's exactly right. And for somebody to be successful out there, there has to be a family commitment. It's just not the athletic director wears a male or a female athletic director. It's their spouse. It's their children. It's their grandparents. There's a lot of places we go that their entire family is helping running an athletic event for their kids, and
right.
Or for the kids of that school. And that's what makes this special. But sometimes, Coach, and this is one thing that makes it tough, it also comes because they put themselves in the eye of the public, what I would call an unfair criticism of time, of people who really don't know what they do and how much passion they do it with. And so those are the tough parts of this job, but we have phenomenal people in this state doing this work.
Commissioner, I echo your sentiments wholeheartedly. I wish you and the Neidig family a very Merry Christmas, and wish the same for your staff and everybody involved in high school athletics in our state at whatever level, whatever capacity. Enjoy the holidays. Please be safe. And when you get a chance, get out there and support the student athletes in your community. Commissioner Neidig, have a great holiday.
You too, Coach. Have a great holiday with your family.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Welcome to the Cave, where we bring to you tonight some boys basketball as the Cavemen take on Michigan City. So Michigan City, a team that we've been scouting all week. You know, I guess I say all week, like we haven't just had one day of school, but we were even looking at them before the Andrean game last Friday. Mishawaka took on Andrean, the Fighting 59ers, last Friday night. It was a late start, 8 p.m. I was a little tired, you were a little tired, but it ended up being a game that woke both of us up, woke the whole Cave up. It was a Friday night, like we said, and everybody's kind of ready for the week to be over and stuff, going to the game to support the Cavemen. They ended up winning in overtime. Final score, 61-57. Evan, what did you see in that game that either surprised you or excited you the most?
I mean, they were in the game from the start, but the start was a little bit rocky. You know, Andrean really had the lead, and even going into halftime, sorry. I believe they were up 13 points.
Yep.
And then a lot of momentum started to shift towards Mishawaka. I mean, you've seen guys like Landon Snyder, Landon Johns, even Jackson Snyder, you know, just kind of getting together and getting the offense flowing. I think what worked out for them so much was getting close mid-range shots, you know, really driving in and kicking it back out. Or just like I seen Landon Snyder have that turnaround mid-range jumper that he was doing. And he was hitting them. I mean, he was doing really good. And the game ended up going to overtime, and they had some really clutch points. And, you know, the free throws helped a lot. Mishawaka was, the Cavemen were taking advantage of all the free throws, and they just had a really good game finishing out.
Yeah, 100%. You talked about Landon Snyder, Evan. Landon Snyder, somebody that didn't start off too hot in that first half, but you want to talk about fire, man. He was on fire.
Yeah.
Ended up scoring 19 points at the end of the game. Obviously, throughout overtime as well. 19 points. A kid that played 5 JV games last year, got 0 varsity time, comes in, starts every game, and then goes and scores 19 points in just his 3rd game at home, which is huge. Again, Cavemen ended up winning by 4. Final score, 61-57. Let's talk about Landon Snyder. We were saying how, you know, a young guy, somebody who kind of was shoved into this role, forced upon it. And this Mishawaka team as a whole is very, very young. We talked to Coach Upshaw, Larry Upshaw, a new coach from Michigan City. We talked to him about playing a kind of younger team and what advantages they thought that they could draw from that. And he said, nevertheless, that the Cavemen are a really well-coached team. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, Bender's had a lot of success in his years of coaching here and just overall. And I saw that a little bit when I went to try out for basketball. And Bender, with the drills and the discipline, it's a really well-coached team, and they have a great coaching staff.
We've got on the screen for you, Evan, some of the starting, all the starters for Michigan City, starting off with number 0, a guard, listed as 6'5", very tall for a guard, Anthony Murphy. Number 1, Isaiah Smoot. Number 3, a forward, 6'4", junior, Terrence McCrae. Number 5, I believe coach's son, 6'3", guard, Jaron Upshaw. And rounding it out with the forward, number 24, a senior, listed as 6'7", Keegan Cowgill. I apologize for the butchering of names. Got to kind of get that routine of making sure you're saying those names nice and smooth. We're bringing to you some Mishawaka lineups shortly.
And for your Mishawaka Cavemen, we have who we just talked about, Landon Snyder, the sophomore. He plays guard. And we have his brother, Jackson Snyder, the senior. He's your other guard. And then we have number 10, Spencer Weston, senior. And then we have Landon Johns, your 6'2" forward. And last but not least, we have Amir Dean, the freshman. And that rounds out your starting lineup for Mishawaka Cavemen.
I don't believe Amir Dean is in that lineup. I know Spencer Weston is. Maybe LaJordan Fowler is a freshman you may be referring to.
Okay.
But that's your starting lineups. Those are your starting lineups for both Michigan City and Mishawaka. The Cavemen taking on the Wolves tonight. About to bring to you the national anthem. So with that, we will go ahead and head to some advertisements. We'll be back in a few with the start of the fourth quarter, the tip-off, and more here on the Mishawaka Network.
This game is 100 years in the making.
Mishawaka,
Brazil.
1924? That's a long time ago.
We're the Red Devils.
We're the Maroons.
High school basketball just means more down south.
High school basketball is important up here.
You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss January 4th.
Indiana's known for their basketball.
You've seen so many great players in these past 100 years from Indiana, and just being able to culminate all of that in one game, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go see it.
Be there.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back, viewers. We've got some introductions here. The PA announcer provides for us his take on starting lineups. It's always kind of fun, Evan, to see these lineups here. You watch the players do their handshakes and everything like that. And that gives the fans and the players an opportunity to get hype a little bit, get ready for an intense matchup. We're bringing to you tip-off shortly. Throughout that ad break, you saw a couple of hype videos, and you saw one of our presenting sponsors, Forte Waterproofing. Let's talk about some of those hype videos before the Cavemen go ahead and shift the attention onto them. The Cavemen will be taking on Brazil on January 4th for the 100th game. And the 100th anniversary of that game was the first game the Cavemen played in the cave, January 4th of 1925. Or 1924, excuse me, wow. Thinking of 2025 already.
Yeah.
So that was a little trailer for that, a little pregame hype video for you. Speaking of getting hype, here are the Cavemen player intros. A few seniors, right? But you also see LaJordan Fowler, Landon Johnson, the junior, and obviously Landon Snyder, who's a sophomore. So still a pretty unexperienced Cavemen varsity squad. But they proved last Friday that they're more than capable of, being a winning team.
Yeah, Daniel. They played really well against Andrean.
And tip-off awaits. The Cavemen getting ready to go. Landon Johns at half court representing Mishawaka. And at half court for the Wolves, representing Michigan City, is Keegan Cowgill, the 6'7" senior. We saw that Evan pregame. We were like 6'7", dang.
Yeah. They got some real tall players, Daniel.
The tip is won by Michigan City, and they will start this one off. Ball in hand is Murphy. Flips it over to Smoot. Murphy, Smoot, and McCray passing it around. That shot attempt by Calgill, no good. Rebounded by Landon Johns.
Yeah, and you can that was a decent shot attempt, and you can see already they're quick, Daniel. I mean,
Coach Bender was talking about how this is a very physical team that does not waste time when the ball's in their hands. That shot, Spencer Weston hesitates. No good on the layup. Rebounded, taken the other way by Michigan City. The spot-up jumper fades away. No good. That's Upshaw.
yeah, and that's always a tough shot, Daniel, especially coming in from the corner.
It's one of those where you have to kind of adjust your body while in the air.
Definitely.
Landon Johns got it, thinks about it, flips it out to Landon Johns instead. And that one's no good. A little too long on the attempt. Rebounded, taken back the other way by Murphy and the Wolves. Corner, Smoot, no good. Rebounded by Landon Johns.
And I think that shot by Landon Johns, there was a little hesitation in there, and you just want to catch and shoot, right, Daniel?
Right.
Get right into the rhythm.
Landon Snyder in some trouble, guarded by Calgill. That pass way over the head of Weston. Goes out of bounds the other way. Wolves ball.
Yeah, and it's tough, Daniel, when you're passing over high defenders, to make that pass, especially he had a couple guys on him down in the paint. It's not a place where you want to be, especially if you have multiple defenders down there.
And Evan, despite scoring 19 points last Friday, he's still an inexperienced kid playing with older guys. As Murphy's going to back him down and lay it up. The Wolves now lead by 2.
And
Landon Johns loses control, rebounded, or I guess recovered, I should say, by Jackson Snyder. That one lobbed over. Landon Snyder, his shot, no good, off the side rim. Rebounded by Spencer Weston, tipped off his hands, now taken the other way by Murphy. Evan, what were you saying?
sorry, I forgot, Daniel.
That's
My
okay.
bad.
It's okay. Pass, Murphy over to Calgill. Flips through his hands, goes out of bounds. It'll go the other way. Now, what I was talking about, Evan, was Landon Snyder still being a younger guy. He's playing with guys who have been varsity starters on the other side with Michigan City, I'm assuming, for 2, 3, maybe even 4 years with those seniors. So when you're making a pass like that against a defense that's really aggressive, sometimes kind of gets to your head a little bit. It's a mental thing, and it goes over the head of your teammates or some other mistake like that. They're going to happen. It's growing pains.
Yeah, and a lot of these players for Michigan City are seniors and juniors, and they have that experience. So for a young sophomore to be in here, it can be challenging.
Hesitation from Fowler, no good on the shot off the glass. It's taken the other way. That shot, Smoot, good from 3.
Yeah.
Score 5-0 with 5:30 remaining in that first quarter.
I mean, he had it right from top of the key, Daniel, a little kind of deep, and, nice bucket.
Way to just get there, release it, keep it nice and simple.
Yeah.
As long as it gets points on the board for your team. Passed around the perimeter, screen, Landon Johns. Tough defense, stolen. Murphy, that's their third steal of the game. He'll go up, lay it up and in. The Wolves lead by 7. The Cavemen still scoreless.
And Daniel, we've seen the turnover problem, and they had a pretty good game last time against Andrean, but
Ooh, nearly blocked.
yeah.
A foul on the ground called. Landon Snyder's going to go ahead and get that bucket, and it was nearly blocked off the glass. We go ahead and watch it here. Some camera footage from our floor cam. Oh, that's Murphy there laying it up with ease. Back to the action. That shot, that one is good. Number 4, Nick Stewart drains it.
Yeah, they're having some success with the deep threes, Daniel. And that's always good to be able to knock down, especially early. Because you can see it's already 10-2. Michigan City up by 8.
About 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Cavemen starting to fall behind a little bit.
Yeah.
Traveling violation, quite an obvious one called on Cam Putz.
Yeah. And it looks like they just subbed him in for Fowler, I believe.
Yeah, he did. Fowler takes a seat. You know, sometimes that happens. You forget that you kind of have to dribble the ball, especially when you're trying to back somebody down.
Definitely.
Pass around, finding them inside. That's Murphy. Murphy. They'll call a foul on Putz.
Yeah.
Putz is a football player. He plays on the defensive side. Sometimes he gets a little, you know, physical. And obviously, to a certain extent, you can't do that in the game of basketball.
Yeah. But at the same time, he does have really good defense, Daniel.
He's a very good defensive player, both on the football field and on the basketball court.
You know, it's kind of a double-edged blade, you know, two sides.
Right.
To it, and
I think that's a really good way to describe Putz, yeah. That shot, that one's no good off the back iron. That was McCray on the attempt there. A three, obviously, we were talking about that. If you got open threes, shoot them.
yeah.
Three is worth more than two.
Yes, it is, Daniel.
Putz, contested layup. That was good off the glass. The Cavemen now have score 10-4 with 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
And that was really good, Daniel, offensively. I mean, Jackson Snyder was able to bring that down, and another three.
Deep three. That was a really nice shot. Nick Stewart drains it from way beyond the arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What we talked about, Jackson Snyder has that point guard role where he's able to bring the ball down. He's able to kick it out to Putz, and Putz was able to go up with the contested layup.
The foul on Smoot on the Wolves, and now Landon Johns will inbound it. Snyder's got it. Crosses half court. Met by this really physical defense. Landon Snyder will put it up. No good. Put back up by Spencer Weston. What a hustle play by the senior.
Yeah, he was able to get up there and put that back. Basically just got a defensive rebound. That
shot no good. That was Stewart trying to ride the hot hand. Collision on the other end. They say ball stolen by the Wolves.
And it looks like Jackson Snyder tried to get a behind-the-back pass to his brother and end up nearly getting stolen.
So it's knocked out of bounds. I believe last touch Landon Snyder, the younger Snyder, and it'll go the Wolves' way. Smoot and Stewart, two sharp shooters for the Wolves, showing off their talents so far early on tonight. Turnaround, jump shots. Murphy, too short. Hit off the hands of number 5, Jaron Upshaw. It'll go the other way for the Cavemen. Landon Johns will rebound.
So as of right now, Daniel, the Cavemen are down by 7. It's not too bad, but I guess it's safe to say that the Cavemen have been starting slow, but, you know, once they get going, Daniel. And they proved that last game against the Dread.
100%. One thing I like, Evan, is that they're not turning the ball over as much. Hopefully I don't jinx them, and there I go, I do. The pass intended from Jackson Snyder over to Brady Hoopengardner, it'll go out of bounds and go the other way. Turnovers are something you obviously want to avoid here.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you want to just give the ball to the opposing side without putting forth effort?
Daniel, one thing I would like to mention is it's full court man-to-man this entire game so far.
Yeah, I noticed that as Cal Gill's going to miss that layup. Right here, you just saw an example. They're just attacking that Caveman offense before they can even cross half court. Landon Johns fades away, no good on the shot. Rebounded Murphy and others. They'll take it the other way. They're running very fast-paced, Evan. A lot of fast break opportunities. Murphy leading the stride there as he goes and lays it in. Some shifty movements from him.
And Murphy has 3 layups, I believe, on that right side. He's really good at attacking the rim.
Timeout called Cavemen, which means we'll go ahead and take a break. First timeout
Some see a wrestling
of the
match.
game. We'll be back with some more Cavemen boys basketball on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back, viewers. I want to thank you guys again. Thanking Forte Waterproofing for being one of our leading sponsors. One of the reasons why we're able to keep these broadcasts free and alive on YouTube for you under the Mishawaka Network name. And thank you very much to those who watch consistently. Also a shout out to Mr. Rendell, not our boss, but his father, who's running the time right now. He runs the time usually for most Caveman girls and boys basketball games. So thank you very much to Mr. Dave Rendell. And shout out to our MHS photographer, Cam Stokes. Thank you for all the work you do. I enjoy doing photography with you when I can. Go ahead and get back to basketball. They're really playing aggressive defense, Evan.
Yeah, they really are. And a lot. Surprisingly, we haven't seen too many fouls.
No, we have not. Jackson Snyder drains that one from the right elbow. We've got one foul apiece on both sides. Drives in, foul on the ground on Mishawaka. They'll go ahead and say that was Jackson Snyder, I believe. So Murphy will go ahead and inbound it for the Wolves. We got less than 45 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Cavemen trail by only 7, so they're still in this game. A game that they could very well, I believe most teams would not be in. Nice deflection by Landon Snyder. Still going to stay on the side of the Wolves, but good to kind of show that intensity there, showing that you're still there and active on the defensive side.
Yeah, I said that Murphy's had a lot of success driving on the right. It wouldn't be a bad idea to keep pushing him left, because
I would agree. It seems like somebody, as he goes ahead and misses that spot up mid-range, that really likes his right hand. I mean, he's good at using it and causing trouble for the defense. That one out of bounds, a long pass by Landon Johns, just overthrown out of the hands of Landon Snyder. Yeah, he's somebody who's very right-hand heavy. And if you take away and try to eliminate that right hand, push him left like you said, I think that will make him pretty uncomfortable, and that kind of maybe makes it 8-10 instead of 8-15.
yeah.
Less than 5 seconds. Got to put a shot up. They do. It's deflected by Snyder. No good. And the Cavemen trail. Wish they were leading as a secret Caveman fan. Forget I said that. Got to remain unbiased. Score 15-8. The Cavemen trail by 7. They want to keep it going. Make an effort here on defense like they have been doing all game. Aggressiveness is the key. We're going to go ahead and toss it over to the ads. More Caveman basketball coming up. Second quarter on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
This game is 100 years in the making.
Mishawaka,
Brazil.
1924. That's a long time ago.
We're the Red Devils.
We're the Maroons.
High school basketball just means more down south.
High school basketball is important up here.
You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss January 4th.
Indiana's known for their basketball.
You've seen so many great players in these past 100 years from Indiana, and just being able to culminate all of that in one game, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go see it.
Be there.
Welcome back to the Cave. You just saw on your screen a little pregame hype video for the Mishawaka 100 game. It's been 100 years since Mishawaka took on Brazil at a time where they were considered the Maroons and not the Cavemen. That game will take place January 4th here in the Cave. Again, Mishawaka versus Brazil. 100 years since that game first took place. Mishawaka's first game in the cave, Evan.
Daniel, look who we have for the Cavemen as far as starting lineup, or the starters, or not starters, but player on the court. We have Colin Hanley and Brady Hooten and Trevor Gongler.
Yes, Brady
Trevin.
Hoop.
Yeah.
Brady Hoop, Trevin Gongler, and Colin Hanley are in the game here. Brady Hoop, we're used to calling him that because we're friends with him. Brady Hoopengarner, a senior who's also a baseball player, as that one's stolen off the inbound by Michigan City. Somebody who's a very big athlete, nice dude, and you see him hustling a lot. He's a huge hustle player for the Cavemen. Cowgill passes it outside. That shot is good. Stewart right in the hot hand. 9 points on 3 threes.
You know, and he's shooting 100%.
Oh, he missed one, so I
He
guess
did?
75. He's 3 for 4, I believe. Mr. Randall may correct me on that one. But I believe he's shot in 4 threes so far. That one kicked out, wing, drive in, Gogler. Tries a nice little fancy layup, no good off the backboard. Take it the other way, Stewart, hot hand, still there. Yes, it is. 4 threes. He's got 12 points, leading his team. Full court press, we're seeing it like you said, Evan. Running full court man-to-man.
And Daniel, when the other team's knocking down so many threes, it's hard to keep up, but a good way to match that is hitting some of your own.
Camden Putz goes ahead and makes one of his own, nails the 3, and on the other end, the Wolves strike back fast. Jaron Upshaw lays it up and in.
And this fast-paced movement, Daniel, it's kind of hard to guard. That's why you're seeing open lanes in the middle, and stuff like that is more likely to happen as Jackson Snyder knocks down a 3. And Cavemen are getting some momentum, and
you see they're kind of going shot for shot there.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to watch. A nice little shootout in the cave on a Tuesday night. Stolen, Camden Putz, taking it the other way. Gotta beat him, hesitates, puts it up. Camden Putz showing off some grown men strength. Steals it again, takes it back, thought about shooting it. Oh, he will. The 3, that one's good. Camden Putz on a rampage. The Cavemen now only trail by 4. Camden Putz, 10 points in the game. Man, Putz showing it off a little bit.
And just like that, they're only down by 4, Daniel. That is huge.
Shoot, if you got the talent to flaunt it, the athleticism on full display, Camden Putz. That shot no good. That was Smoot on the 3. Turnover, it'll go the other way. Camden Putz will take a seat. No, I'll stay in the game. But Jordan Fowler will check in for someone. Maybe it will be Camden Putz. I believe it is. Let's see how many players we got on the court, Evan. Yes, Camden Putz will take a seat. A well-deserved break.
Yeah.
After he went off.
Yeah, he thought about passing it to Jackson, but I guess he trusted himself. He took that shot and ended up paying off big time.
Like I said, Evan, a huge display of both athleticism and basketball IQ. That one, Jackson Snyder fouled on his way up. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And now they were down by 9, Daniel, and he cut that with the back-to-back threes, and that was huge, and it happened so fast. I mean,
and like we said, we were talking about, they're going shot for shot. Little did we know Camden Putz will score 8 points in a few seconds. That was nuts.
It was.
Jackson Snyder nails the first free throw. Camen's first free throws, or trip to the free throw line as a team so far. Got 4 minutes and 52 seconds after this break. And he's going to nail both free throws, Evan. So now they're only down by 2. All came in on the court, scoreless except for Jackson Snyder, who has 7 in the game so far. Fouled. Came in, are called on it.
And Daniel, this is a 4-0 team, and this is a pretty decent team. And we can see how the season has went on, how much the Cavemen have really improved.
That shot's good by Murphy on nice little layup on the right side. Yeah, Evan, you're really able to see the improvement, like you said. A team that started off the season 0-2, as Jackson Snyder's fouled there. You go ahead and see a team that's 0-2, and then they go ahead and win in overtime, a close one, win by 4 over Andrean on Friday. And now they're coming in against a team that's played some pretty big schools, played some pretty good ball, 4-0, and they're only trailing by 4 with 4.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Trevin Gogler, cross-court pass. Jackson Snyder wide open, big mistake, no good. He doesn't make him pay for it on the left corner. It'll be taken back the other way. Smooth's got it, drives in, floater, no good, well short. Rebounded by Hooper Gardner. Fowler drives in, no good on the layup, rebound is snatched out of his hands. Number 12, that's Taquarion Van Buren. The other way, Murphy is going to go up.
It looks like Trevin takes a charge there.
Gets called there. A nice defensive play. Nice defensive play, but it's kind of a defenseless position there. Just kind of laying your body on the line for the team. Coaches love that. Jordan Fowler, the freshman, will inbound it. Again, Evan, we're seeing this man-to-man full court. We keep seeing it. They're not super aggressive yet, but they were at a certain point in the game, and I'm sure they'll return to that aggressiveness. Travel call on Colton Hanley. It'll go the other way.
And since Camden Putz when subbed out, these past couple of possessions, Cavemen have struggled. Your score is 21-25 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, so Evan, they only trail by 4. Not a bad place to be for the Cavemen.
Not at all.
That one, the pass, Murphy tried to get the Van Buren out of his reach, out of bounds.
I mean, it wasn't too long ago where they were down by 9, Daniel.
It's true. And it just shows in the game of basketball especially how quickly leads can change.
It's actually a bit surprising. I mean,
it is surprising. It can be both heartbreaking and exhilarating, sometimes all at once.
Yeah.
Fowler snatched out of his hands to steal. Smooth got it. The other way, fast break. They'll settle it down a little bit, pass around the perimeter. Cal Gill, the big man, 6'7", no good on the three-point shot.
Yeah, and we talked about Fowler being a freshman and him being unexperienced. You think this role can take on some pressure?
100%, Evan, as Hooper Gardner's going to miss it, and the Cavemen have an opportunity, get a second chance point up on that offensive rebound. Yeah, I think Fowler, somebody who's started every game so far, all 4 games he started, it's a tough thing. As Hanlon's going to go up, layup, no good, rebound, and taken the other way, Van Buren on that defensive board. Yeah, so LaJordan Fowler, somebody who you can obviously see, you saw from the first game, he's a talented kid.
He is.
Bender talked to us about that a few games ago. When you've got a kid that's a freshman, 14 years old, playing against some guys like Cal Gill, who I'm assuming 6'7", forward, 18 years old, been playing basketball, high school basketball at the varsity level for 4 years, it's just different. Van Buren no good on that 3. So, yeah, I think the pressure is definitely there. It's how he handles it. And we've seen he handled it pretty well the first game. Been kind of quiet the last 2. Let's see how he does here in this game here. He's been pretty quiet in this first half. No points, 1 foul. Foul is called there to go the other way. Yeah, I think it's a little tough for him.
And one thing that I've noticed that the Cavemen are doing really good right now is they're getting a lot of rebounds. And that definitely helps. Being able to not give any second chances for that Michigan City offense is huge.
They've been rebounding pretty well. We were talking about with Coach Bender, Evan, how physical and fast this Michigan City team is and how tall they are. He talked about we need to make sure we keep them out of the paint, as Stewart's going to drive the paint, get swatted out of bounds, going to stay the Wolves' ball. But anytime they are in the paint, the Cayman defense has been right there, ready to force a turnover or contest the layup or whatever they can do. So I feel like they've, kind of executed the game plan the best they really can. Timeout called by Michigan City. We're going to go ahead and head to an ad break. We'll be back shortly with the rest of this second quarter. 1:24 remaining in this contest. Score 25-21. Wolves lead on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back, viewers, to the Cave on the Mishawaka Network. Cavemen boys basketball team trails by just 4. Score 25-21. It's been that score for a good 3 minutes, Evan. 1:24 remaining. What do the Cavemen need to do you think? What do you think the Cavemen need to do in this 1:24 to snatch that lead and go into the locker room with a 1-2-point lead here?
They've had some success with the three-pointers, and I think you gotta play it safe and attack the rim. But I think defense is really important here.
100% agree. Smoot passing around with McCray. Just passing around the perimeter. We're under a minute remaining. They're kind of trying to drain this clock a little bit. Use as much time as they can. They're just, again, passing around the perimeter. Shot taken. That one's good. Stewart for another 3. He's got 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, and we've talked about how the Cavemen have been good at their interior defense has been good, which has really forced Michigan City to start shooting from deep, and they've been hitting a lot of those threes, Daniel.
Yes, they have. Jackson Snyder there called for the travel. It'll go Michigan City's way. They trail by 7, the Cavemen do. Less than 20 seconds. Approaching 15. Stewart, he's loose. Now guarded by Gogler. Smoot's got it on the outside right wing. Shot, Stewart, hot hand, still there. 6 threes in that first half. He's got 18 points
Forte
that are walking into that
Waterproofing is
locker
celebrating
room
over
with. The Cavemen trail by 10 points. You can just see how that, exterior offensive execution has defeated the Cavemen a lot. You go ahead and look at this. He's right there wide open. Kind of puts him and Gogler on an island. Quick catch and shoot, release. Yeah. So pretty and just drains it.
And a decent of these are from deeper threes. And also it's really hard to play defense on that, and there's not much you can do.
Not much you can do at all. Somebody that's that has that muscle memory where it's just automatic sometimes for him. He's only missed 1. It's very huge. Cavemen trail by 10, score 31-21. We will be back with some first half stats and more, maybe some scores from around the area. We'll be back. I'm Daniel Phillips. This is Evan Lynn. If you're just now joining us, we're going to go ahead and take a break for a little bit. Be back with more Cavemen boys basketball on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. we see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave here. I'm Matt Rendell here with the Mishawaka Network. We are going to start with some stats from the first half. Evan, you've been watching the game. You've been part of this. What do we got?
A decent amount of threes. They are Michigan City's 7 for 13 from the three-point field goals.
That's over 50%.
53% from three. And they're 5 for 13 from their two-point field goals, which is 38%. A big part of that is Stewart. I mean, he's 6 for 8, 75% shooting threes. He's been hitting some deep ones.
Well, and he was hitting that one at the end of the half here. Not a big crowd tonight, but some important people. We saw Pete Tekiva over there, South Bend Adams, Coach Johnston down here. Lots of people here tonight. They're scouting both teams. Michigan City played well to start. You just went through their stats. Honestly, I'm surprised. It's a 10-point game, but it could be a lot more with all those three-pointers. Let's go through Mishawaka. What do we got for Mishawaka stats?
Mishawaka is 3 for 7 from three-point, which isn't too bad. It's 42%, but you can notice that Michigan City's taking a lot more shots.
Yeah.
And we have that with the two-point field goals. They're 5 for 14, which is 35% from two-point field goals. They're 2 for 2 for free throws, sorry.
Yeah, those are the only 2 free throws of the half for either team. So, big discrepancy there.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting down about 4 minutes left until the start of the third quarter here. Who was kind of a star there for the Cavemen in the first half?
I mean, we had Camden Putz with the 2 threes and the steal to end up. He has 2 two-point field goals. He's 100% from 3, 66% from two-point field goals with that one miss. And he has 10 points for the Cavemen. He's been
and he got
good.
those 10 points in a couple minutes, honestly.
Yeah.
He got that one tough layup in the first quarter, but then that stretch you just talked about, three-pointer, steal, layup, three-pointer, and all of a sudden that's 10 points. And that was a big boost for the Cavemen. Without those 10 points, they're down big here. And Cam Putt's not known for his great scoring prowess, but he's showing that he can do that for the Cavemen here today. We're going to take a quick break here. About a minute, we'll come back. We'll update you on some things coming up around Mishawaka here on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave on the Mishawaka Network, where we bring to you boys basketball tonight as the Cavemen face off against the Michigan City Wolves. They trail by a score, or trail with a score, 31-21. They trail by 10. So the Cavemen fall 10 points short in the first half. After the first half, they obviously have some work to do, Evan. They want to make some improvements here coming into the second half. Obviously, one of those big things is eliminating Nick Stewart. Eliminate him. You can't let him open at any time. It's like what they say about Steph Curry. If you're an NBA fan, you got to guard him the second he walks into the arena because he's got that range and he's got that muscle memory to where he can shoot lights out from anywhere. That's what it seems like with this Nick Stewart kid. Not saying he's Steph Curry or anything, but he's shooting very, very well today, and you don't want that to happen because without his 18 points, the Cavemen are winning right now by 8. So it's huge. You got Camden Putz, a big reason why the Cavemen are still in this game. 10 points, 4 for 5 field goal, 2 for 2 as far as beyond the arc. Camden Putz had 8 points in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That was a wild sequence. We were just talking about how he's a football player and he kind of sometimes gets a little aggressive on the defensive end. I feel like I'd probably be the same way. You're playing basketball, you're passionate, you want to be aggressive. But obviously, they're going to call it sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. To a certain extent, you got to make sure you channel that. So he's not only good and aggressive and active on the defensive side of the ball, but on the offensive side of the ball, he goes ahead and says to us, hey, I'm good on this side of the ball too. In football and basketball, goes ahead, puts up 8 points in 30 seconds. That was a pretty cool sequence.
Yeah, and he's a bit of an underrated shooter.
Yeah, I agree. He kind of gets set, gets in his pocket, nice release at the top.
Yeah. There's also not a ton of arc in his shot, and, he's also done some great things down in the paint. Able to hit some contested layups. He's just a good overall player.
He's got a somewhat strict but very, very fundamental jump shot, which is really, really nice. I mean, that's not the worst thing to have. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and get this one started. Smoot's got it for Michigan City. Guarded by Putz. Drives in, lays it up and in for the Wolves. They lead by 12 in the first 15 seconds of this second half, excuse me.
Yeah, and Putz almost had that block. There was the smallest amount of separation, and that's a layup.
A beautiful play there. Landon John's acrobatic pass. Brady Hoopengardner stays patient, hesitates, pump fakes, goes ahead and lays it in off the backboard. Smoot, guarded by Snyder. Nice crossover, hop, step, over Putz and Snyder. Nasty finish. Smoot lays it in.
Some really, really good moves there, Daniel. Almost really, that's so tough to guard.
That is a tough one to guard. Landon Johns pump fakes. Nice mid-range, no good. put back up by the older Snyder. No good on his attempts either.
Yeah. I mean, for Landon Johns, those are the shots you want to see, though. Those mid-range shots. And Jackson Snyder he tried tipping that in. It didn't fall in, unfortunately. But not a bad attempt at all.
Camden Putz on the foul there, all on the ground. It'll be inbounded by Murphy of Michigan City. That is one thing about Camden Putz that, you know, an improvement could be made, and it's the foul trouble thing. Foul trouble is so huge, especially when you're a game changer as far as athleticism like Putz is. A nice little layup. Murphy lays it in, and he gets fouled on his way up, too, so he has a chance to convert a three-point play. Camden Putz, his third foul while I'm talking about him getting in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Got to be something that I'm sure Coach Bender has talked to him about before. Got to be wary of that.
Yeah, and Murphy's able to get that ball high up on the backboard, away from any defender potentially blocking it, and it's really helpful.
He misses that free throw, but still gets the 2 points. Landon Snyder and one. Not Landon Jackson. Man, gotta get him set. They're two different people. Lays it in and one. He now has a chance to convert a three-point play.
Yeah, and we've seen a decent amount of those layups from Jackson Snyder. He's able to use the contact to his advantage and lay it up, and he hits the free throw. And I believe he's 3 from 3 from free throw line.
I think you're right. 3 for 3. Free throw shooting is a huge thing. Murphy no good on the layup. Still got that aggressive full court man-to-man press.
Yeah, Landon Johns was able to get that rebound, keep his feet in, get it passed out, and then get back as he misses that layup there.
On the other end, Jackson Snyder tries to save it to start up another Cayman possession, goes out of bounds. Michigan City ball. Murphy thinks about it, goes in, drives it in, lays it up and in with ease.
Yeah, Daniel, and when you have Murphy in the paint, it's not something you want to see if you're Mishawaka. I mean, he's had a lot of success.
Yes, he has. That one's stolen right out of the hands of Snyder. On the other end, McCray, no good on the layup. Wanted a foul call, didn't get it.
And some of those fast breaks layups are so hard because you got to remember your momentum, and you don't want that ball to bounce too hard off the glass.
Foul on the floor. We'll see who they call it on. As Van Buren's going to check into the game. We'll see who takes a seat. That's going to be number 3, Terrence McCray. Landon Snyder inbounds it to his brother Jackson. Right block. Landon John, no good on the turnaround. Shot. Cowgill, no good. The big man from deep.
And Daniel, Michigan City is beginning to pull away. They're up by 13 points.
Foul on the Wolves. Called on Murphy for the push. We got a sub here. Camden Putz going to check in for Landon Johns.
And Landon Johns is one of those players where kind of really help out the offense, and he's been struggling recently. And he's been taking good shots, but just not going in or bouncing out the rim. It's been a little tough to watch.
Yeah, it's not what you want from one of your best players. Cayman trail by 13. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Scrambling for the ball. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow in favor of the Mishawaka Cavemen, so they'll keep possession here.
Yeah. Defensively, Michigan City's trying to trap a bit as the Cavemen, trying to really force them to pass and get some steals that way.
Jackson Snyder, guarded by Nick Stewart. Putz has got it. Landon Snyder inside, contested layup, foul on his way. He'll shoot 2 free throws. A really nice layup attempt, Landon Snyder. You know it's heavily contested. You know you may not make it, but you also know there's a good chance you get that foul call.
Yeah, and it's always good to go up strong in those situations. You don't want to resort to fading.
Yeah, not at all, because, I mean, you can't really draw a foul that way.
Yeah.
Going to go ahead and make that first free throw. Number 34, somebody we've yet to see in the game for the Wolves. Jeremiah Jones, 6'7", sophomore.
And arguably, Daniel, it's easier to fight through that contest and fight your way through it than to, spin around and jump backwards and try to hit that shot.
That second free throw is made by Landon Snyder. Smoot's got it on the other end for the Wolves. Stewart from deep. No good off the front rim. Rebounding, Cowgill puts it back up. That one's good. It came in, trailed by 13 once again as we hit the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, Stewart there with another shot attempt from 3, and he misses that one. And then they end up getting the putback, which is unfortunate for Mishawaka because he hasn't missed many of those today.
Nice little toe tap by Jackson Snyder, making sure the ball doesn't cross half court. Aggressive defensive play like we've seen all game long from the Wolves. The older Snyder's got it. Screened by Colton Hanley. Drives in, kicks out, puts, 3. No good, in and out. Rebounded by Jackson Snyder. Putz has got it again, over to the younger Snyder, popped out of his hands, stolen by Smoot and Van Buren.
Yeah, like you said, Daniel, this defense that the Michigan City Wolves are running is really aggressive, and it's worked out pretty good.
It really has. Nearly lost possession there. That's Smoot. Cowgill's got it now. The pass around the perimeter. Looking for an opportunity. Stewart, no, Smoot takes the shot. That 3 is good.
And a lot of these threes, Daniel, they're fast-paced, catch and shoot. Just get to a spot and let it fly.
And knows what I would argue. I would go as far as to say are what a coach would consider fundamental threes. You get the ball, get in the pocket, let it fly. Snyder out to Hoopengartner, who will drive in, penetrate, kick it out to Putz, who will drive in, tries to draw the foul, no good. No whistle from the ref. A little slow to get up on the other end. When he hustles back on defense. On the block, that one, no good. That was Jones. It's deflected. Scramble for the ball. Van Buren's got it. They'll probably call it jump ball here.
Really good block by Hoopengartner there, showing off some good defense in the interior in the paint. Do you think Camden Putz meant to go up there when he kind of ran into the defender? Because that was a tough shot, and it kind of went off the backboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he meant to happen there, but that is tough. You got all that contact from a defender. Jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Wolves. They'll inbound it here. Smoot. Turnaround jump shot, no good, deflected. Spencer Weston has checked into the game, and so has LaJordan Fowler. Camden Putz, Brady Hoopengartner, and Jackson Snyder will take a seat. Landon Johns, one of the others, checking in to the Cavemen. Foul called. Reaching, believe on Smoot. Blocking foul, call on Smoot.
And that could be the downside to such a physical defense, the fouls.
The Cave, a very, very historic gym, oldest active gym in the area. If the Cavemen win tonight, they will have their 600th win in the Cave as Spencer Weston nails that first free throw. Second free throw is good.
And I mean, 600 wins would be, it's amazing, right? I mean, this is a historic state basketball court, the Cave is. It's one of the oldest in the state, right, Daniel?
It is the oldest active gym in Indiana. That ball out of bounds off the body of Jones. It'll go Mishawaka's way. Yeah, Evan, so a lot of big things happening for the Cavemen in their 100th year as a school. Like we said, 100 years ago, coming up on January 4th, the Cavemen, then the Maroons took on Brazil, and they'll do a nice little reenactment, but it'll be an actual basketball game.
Yeah.
Just a nice little reunion, 100 years, January 4th, in just a couple of weeks. That shot no good. It'll go the other way.
We have less than a minute in this third period.
About 50 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Smooth's got it. Fancy footwork guarded by junior Colton Hanley. Calls for a screen. Jones meets him there. Tries to drive in, but met by a Caveman defensive wall. Van Buren scrambling for the ball. Smooth's got it. Sorry, Evan, what were you trying to say?
I was going to say, you can see some of the Michigan coaches directing their players a bit, trying to help them out on offense.
About less than 20 seconds remaining in this third quarter still. As the Wolves miss again, the clock is stopped at 16.7 seconds. It'll go the other way. Weston has got it. Passes it over to Landon Johns, who across half court. Less than 10 seconds. Got an opening. Takes the shot. Pulls up. No good. Rebounded by Johns again. Weston's got it. All alone. Buzzer beater. No good. Off the front rim. That'll end your third quarter. The Cavemen trail by 14. Score 44-30 as Michigan City keeps firing from beyond the arc and keeps hitting it from beyond the arc. Names like Stewart, Smoot, Murphy, and Moore are leading the charge. We'll go ahead and hand it off to some ads from IHSAA. More Caveman Boys basketball, fourth quarter here on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the Cave. I'm Daniel Phillips. This is Evan Lynn right next to me. If you're just now joining us, you joined us at a pretty decent time, fourth quarter. This is kind of the situational basketball period. Situational period in any sport that has four quarters. Say the same thing about football. This is where the game is won. And then you know what? If fourth quarter is not enough, it's just like last Friday where you just go to overtime. It's an extended period of situational gameplay. Drive in. No good. Snyder. Evan, I want to talk to you about Landon Johns. We were saying he had some struggles early on. Those struggles have just continued. He's 0 for 7 from field goal. As far as field goals, taking 7 shots. He missed 7 shots. So he's 0% field goal percentage right now. On the other hand, you got Stewart, who's 60%. He's only taking threes. He's 6 for 10. He didn't score at all in the second half so far. No points in that third quarter. So you got a guy that's got 18 points and a guy that's got 0 points. And as far as Landon Johns not making a shot yet, that's not what we're used to seeing from him.
No, not at all. He had a decent role in the win last home game. And part of that might be him trying to force things, as we have a really good layup by Fowler.
Fowler, nice way to adjust there and still get the layup before his feet touch the ground. That shot no good by Cowgill. The big man not afraid to let it fly. Jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of Michigan City.
But like I was saying, Daniel, you really don't want to be forcing those shots.
Got the replay there with Jordan Fowler. Just a nice contested acrobatic layup. McCray here to inbound. Whistle blows. See what they say. Maybe it's a foul call on Van Buren, a push. So now the Capeman will inbound it. Waiting for the official to stop talking to the scorekeeper here. No, the possession arrow manager there had to make sure the arrow's pointed in the right direction.
And these inbounds are so important because, I mean, when you have the possession, you really don't want to lose the ball here.
Not at all. Jackson Snyder is going to make sure the Capemen don't lose the ball. Having trouble crossing half court. Tough defense from Van Buren. Drive and Landon Snyder foul called. They'll push, they'll say. Spencer Weston will inbound it for Mishawaka. Evan, the Cavemen are down by 12 points. What do they need to do that you're seeing that's just popping out right now as they're playing that they need to just improve upon immediately in order to get back in this one?
Offensively, some things that they did really good early, last game in their win is they're able to kind of control, take it down to the rim, and kind of just drive in, kick it out, really move the ball around and find open shots.
I completely agree, Evan. Stuff like that, second chance points. That one by Spencer Weston. Goes ahead and lays it up after the miss by Landon Johns. Smoot kicks it out. The wing, corner rather. That shot no good by Upshaw. Taken the other way. Snyder pass. Not sure who he's trying to pass it to. Maybe Hoopengartner. A little behind him. Goes out of bounds, but not after touching the feet of some Michigan City Wolves players.
Yeah, Daniel, and a lot of the shots that Landon Johns has taken have been good open shots. It's just they haven't been falling in.
That one nearly knocked out of the hands of Fowler. Braden Hoop knocks down the three.
Yeah, Daniel, and that definitely helps momentum-wise and cutting down the Michigan City Wolves. Sorry about that. Cutting down the lead.
Yeah, now they only lead by 7. Passing around, Cowgill takes the three, no good. Rebounded by Jackson Snyder. Head full of steam, layup. That was good. Puts his body on the line.
Yeah, to get that layoff off and get back on defense. I mean, this is very fast-paced, Daniel, and it's been like this the whole game.
Yes, it has. Smoot orchestrating this offense. Stewart's got it. Landon Johns got to make sure he doesn't give him an open shot. He usually doesn't shoot off the dribble. Timeout called by the Michigan Wolves. Evan, that means we're going to go ahead and head to a break. Cavemen trail only by 5. 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Headband below is getting the whole cave ready to go. Nice and hyped. I'm hyped for the rest of this fourth quarter. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. The Cavemen have an opportunity to come back. We'll be back with some more Cavemen boys basketball here on the Mishawaka Network.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Welcome back. We got a nice shot from Sean Kandarecki. Got the whole Caveman 5 on the floor right now, walking out in sync. Smooth's going to inbound it for the Wolves. The Cavemen within 5. They have an opportunity here, Evan.
Yeah, and if they get this win, they'll be 2-2 on the season. Getting to 500 is huge.
That is very big. That ball out of bounds. They'll say last touch by the Cavemen. McCray inbound, bounce pass to Cowgill. McCray drives in, loses footing, out of bounds. Mishawaka ball.
Yeah, like I said, the Cavemen have a huge opportunity here, only down by 5. I think that's the closest this game's been since the first quarter.
I think you're right. Got 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Jackson Snyder can't get control over the ball there. Goes and gets called for the backcourt violation.
Yeah, it looks like it hit his foot there. May have kicked it, and just an unfortunate bounce on that pass.
Yeah. It's not what you want to see. It's unfortunate mistakes like that that cause teams to lose by small margin. Something on the floor there being wiped up by the referee. Got that taken care of. Don't want players slipping or anything, because that could result in turnovers when it's not the fault of the player.
Also injury.
Also injury, even bigger than turnovers. Smooth inbound to Murphy. Murphy turn around, jump shot. That one's good.
Man.
Nice shot there.
Yeah, he was able to go on the baseline and spin room right into that mid-range shot.
The fact that he was able to kind of square his shoulders up despite spinning nearly 180 degrees, that was pretty cool.
It was.
Shot. Spencer Weston drives in. Wow. Showing off the shiftiness and the finesse. Just uses the player's weight against them. Lays it up and in.
Yeah. Well, also having good balance and control.
Huge.
Yeah.
Not something that every basketball player has. Pull up, jump shot, Murphy, no good.
Yeah, and I saw Jackson Snyder playing back on Murphy, and at that point, you want to avoid him from driving in and almost, and he hesitates, but he doesn't end up taking the 3 and ends up missing in the mid-range shot. So it's good to know your opponent.
Yeah, 100%. Spencer Weston kicks it out. LaJordan Fowler wide open. His 3, no good, too short. Rebounded by Cowgill, taking the other way. Stewart's got it. Contested layup. That one's good. And one has a chance to put one more next to his name and next to his team's name as well with this free throw.
Yeah, they've been really good at those breakaway layups, despite the good defense that the Cavemen have been putting up.
You see that we saw Spencer Weston with that balance and control, like you said. Stewart displayed the same thing there, despite the Caveman defense. And he goes ahead and converts that 3-point play, bringing the Michigan City score total to 50. Having some trouble there. And the Caveman trail. No, they'll say differently. And not the score. Got a little bit of a scoring difference here.
Yeah. 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Got it adjusted now. 49-43. Cavemen trail by 6. Like I said, Evan, 3-minute mark. Shot by Smoot, no good. But rebounded by Smoot. Knocked out of his hand nearly. Drives in. Layup. That one's good despite multiple efforts by the Cavemen to stop it. Go ahead and see this there. Look how many hands we see in the shot in the second here. He gets it, takes it, rebounds, nearly loses it, drives in. Look at those hands swatting. Ignores it, lays it in. We got a minute break. We're going to go ahead and head to an ad break once again. Be back with the rest of this fourth quarter here. Caveman boys basketball on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the game. I'm Daniel Phillips. Alongside me is Evan Lynn. Evan, we're seeing a somewhat close game here. Well, I would say pretty close game. 8-point score difference. Cavemen trail. They've got less than 3 minutes. What do they need to do here to snatch this lead back?
Honestly, they've had some success with the layups, and I really think driving to the rim is huge here. Also, I mean, when you can, we've seen Hooping Garter hit a three. You know, you want to get those open threes. We have some shooters on this team. And I also think defense is big here. You don't want to allow too much more points.
On the floor playing offense for the Cavemen. Actually, we'll get to that in a second as Murphy, ruins everything. Passed it to Smoot. Nice little shot inside the paint.
And also, you can see them pressing Snyder up there.
Yeah.
When you get those steals, it's really important to capitalize in Michigan. That's exactly what Michigan State does.
Nice layup despite contact by Jackson Snyder and one who's got a chance to add one more. You go ahead and see this. We're talking about the balance and control. He goes up despite the defender. Cowgill has his hands up. Just uses that body weight, controls, maintains balance, lays it in.
Yeah, he's able to reposition the ball and get a really good layup in there.
Cavemen score there on that free throw. Jackson Snyder's got 17 points. The Cavemen trail by just a few, only 7. 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. We're going to go ahead and cut to another commercial break as Coach Bodie Bennett is going to call a full timeout. Be back with more Cavemen boys basketball on the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the cave. Evans, you and I kind of getting spoiled a little bit. Got 3 people counting down for us to come back in for break. Camden Puss laid the shot on Smoot a little bit. Defensive effort kind of lost balance a little bit. Ran into him on accident. Smoot's got it, guarded by Landon Snyder, who checked into the game. Jordan Fowler, Spencer Weston take seats, as well as Brady Hooper Gardner, Trevin Gogler, Landon Snyder, Landon Johns, Camden Putz, and Jackson Snyder. Foul called They'll call it on putts. He's got 4 in the game so far. Michigan State needs to be careful with their fouls, Evan, because they've got 4 so far.
Yeah, we were talking about Landon Snyder. He's had a pretty good game. I mean, 17 points, that might be his best all year. I mean, he missed the first one with injury.
Smoot's going to go ahead and nail that first free throw. Extend the Wolves' lead to 8. Checking in, we got LaJordan Fowler, Spencer Weston, and Brady Hooper Gardner. Putts, Young Snyder, and Trevin Gogler will take a seat. Smoot nails the second free throw. Came in trailed by 9. Less than 2 minutes, about 1:40 remaining here.
And there, we see that trap. Jackson Snyder's able to get out of it, though.
Puts up a shot. Nice. All net. Another timeout call came in. Bodie Bender's going to get things under control here. We'll keep it here for a little bit as we haven't for a while. 30-second timeout. Evan, 1:30 remaining.
Yeah.
Cavemen trail by not too much. They trail by 7 only. So with Jackson Snyder still avoiding those traps, that's the guy they're trying to contain the most. What are you sports team Cavemen doing despite the effort on the defensive end by the Michigan City Wolves?
Ball movement. I know they struggle with the passing and with the turnovers, but I really think you got to move that ball around, get it to certain guys. But yeah, that was a really good mid-range shot by Jackson Snyder off the dribble, able to hit that there. But I really think moving the ball around, getting it to your guys, and it opens up shots, it opens up lanes, able to cut to the basket. It does a lot. Even though it is good to have that guy to bring like Jackson Snyder to play that point guard position and bring the ball down.
100%, completely agree, Evan. It's almost a necessity in the sport of basketball. Foul called. That's Landon Snyder, his first of the game. Cavemen need to be careful, too. They got 3 fouls. They got 2 more left to give. I mean, when you're leading and you're almost at 5 fouls, like the Michigan City Wolves are, you feel okay. You're up by 7, but the Cavemen are trailing by 7. They need to be careful and make sure they're not giving up any unnecessary points. Like this one here, Murphy goes and lays it up and in on the right block.
Yeah. And you see there, the ball movement, I mean, it messes with the defense, and you end up having wide open guys.
Landon Johns finally gets one on the board here. His first 3 points of the game. Shouldn't say finally. Landon Johns is a really good basketball player. Just didn't have the greatest night up until now. Shoots that 3 on that deep 3. Cavemen trying to get things back on track here. Late in the game.
Also, I think you don't really want to go shot for shot if you're trying to come back, Daniel. I think they do got to get some turnovers.
I agree.
Like that.
That's a huge one. Landon Johns rides the hot streak. 2 threes in a row. Landon Johns has got 6. A foul, I believe, on Camden Putz. I believe that's maybe Stewart that he ran into. Still on the ground. That is number 4, Nick Stewart. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Over by the scorer's table. Trying to find his feet here. And he's up and good. He's walking. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. Timeout called, I believe. No, they're just a little brief second, little break. 41.8 seconds remaining in this one.
Yeah.
McCrae's going to inbound him for the Wolves.
And Daniel, if Landon John could get going, that could be huge for this Caveman.
Remember, there's no shot
offense.
clock in high school basketball. Yes, that would be huge for their offense. So, Cavemen are forced to foul there. Camden Putz is now at 4 fouls. I believe it said 4 fouls. The scoreboard did just a little bit ago. Maybe they had a little bit of miscalculation there. So Smoot will be sent to the charity stripe. This is his first free throw.
Yeah, and as an opposing team, shooting free throws away, this pep band hitting the drums, making it hard, making it loud, trying to do their best to throw the opposite team off their game. Cavemen are down by 4 with 40 seconds to go.
Not much time. They got to make something happen here. Jackson Snyder drives, layup, no good. Rebounded by Murphy. They're forced to foul. Cavemen already have 5 fouls, so they've already reached the bonus. They'll shoot 2 free throws again. The Michigan City Wolves will. Van Buren will take a seat. Stewart, Cowgill, Murphy, Smoot, and McCray on the court for the Wolves. Smoot down the court, nearly stolen by Snyder. Cowgill's got it. Pass over to Stewart. 15 seconds remaining. Stewart gets fouled by Gaugler. And Stewart will shoot 2 free throws. So the Cavemen in not the best position right now. You're down by 4. One of the Michigan City Wolves' best shooters at the charity stripe. Not a very comfortable position for the Cavemen.
Not at all.
He misses the first free throw short.
Yeah, a bit surprising. Especially he has hit some pretty tough shots and a lot of threes this game, and is one of their best shooters.
Spencer Weston and Brady Hoopengartner in the game now for the defense. The defensive aspect of the game, or offensive, excuse me. Got him flip-flopped. Landon Snyder, his shot, the 3, no good, in and out, rebound, Landon Johns, he's got it. Got to put something up and fast. Wasting time a little bit, no good on the shot. Clock winds down, and that will do it, Evan Lynn. Cavemen lose somewhat last-minute fashion. Final score 59-54. The Michigan City Wolves walk into the cave and defeat the Cavemen on their home court. But despite the loss, the Cavemen have shown a lot of progress, a lot of improvement in that first game against Riley.
Yeah, Daniel, they've really improved a lot. The turnovers aren't nearly as bad, and this offense has really just opened up. We've seen Jackson Snyder doing better. Landon Johns had a rough game, but he was kind of getting it towards the end. And, they really got something to build off here.
100%, and that's what we really want. Maybe it's not a win, but it's something that you can build off of for the rest of the season. Cavemen, this will be the last they play at home until January 4th against Brazil. Make sure you tune in. We will be covering it here on the Mishawaka Network. The 100th anniversary game, Mishawaka versus Brazil, should be a good one. Maybe we'll have a little bit of an old time aspect to it in the first 2 quarters. You'll have to tune in and find out. Evelyn, I think that's all we've got right now. Is there anything else you want to say?
It would have been cool to see Mishawaka Cavemen get their 600 win, but they have the rest of the season, play more home games. And that's it, Daniel.
All right, so the Cavemen improve a little bit here. They lose by 5. We got a few statistics on the board for us. You see Landon Snyder finished with 4 points as opposed to 19 he ended with last Friday. Landon Johns, like you said, got to go in a little bit. Those 2 threes last second. Brady Hoopengartner, the senior, putting 5 points. And obviously, Jackson Snyder, 19. Obviously, a huge playmaker for this team tonight. Big reason why they were in the game. Evan, who do we have as far as the Michigan City Wolves that impressed you a lot?
Stewart with the 6 threes. He was 6 for 10, shooting 60%. He also hit a 2-point field goal. He had about 22 points, I think it is, and he had a really good game. Also, I believe
We also got some statistics and percentages on the screen for you here. Evan, what are some of those for the Cavemen?
for Michigan City, they were 15 for 13. I'm 31 for 2-point field goals, and they're shooting 48%. They're also 8 by 21 from 3-point, which is 38%. And for free throws, they were 5 for 7.
Evan Lynn, we saw something tonight that we don't usually see from the Cavemen. We haven't so far this season. They outshot their opponent. 4 for 13 as far as 2-point field goals, which totals up to be 42%. 6 for 15 as far as 3-point field goals, 40% from beyond the arc. And they were perfect from the charity stripe, 8 for 8. So the Cavemen not doing too shabby. We talked about some of the Cavemen scores, the impactful ones. Jackson Snyder, I have to say, was probably the biggest one, in my opinion. 19 points. Believe he led the team in scoring. We talked about Stewart on the Michigan City side. Also, Murphy. Murphy was very, very, very huge, especially on the inside for the Wolves. Anthony Murphy finished out with 16 points, and Isaiah Smoot, ended up finishing out with 17 points. So a lot of big scores. When you got guys, it's like a quarterback distributing the ball to multiple receivers. When you got multiple guys that can score in the double digits, that means you're going to win a lot of basketball games, which the Michigan City Wolves continue to do as they improve to 5-0, and the Cavemen are now 2-2 on the season. Or excuse me, it's 1-3 on the season. So they're a little bit farther away from 500 than they would like. We'll see how they fare in that tournament that they'll have over Christmas break, and we'll see them again, once again, January 4th, 100th anniversary game, Brazil versus MHS. Make sure to tune in. January 4th, once again. I believe that's all we got. Evan Lynn, final score 59-54. The Cavemen fall to the Michigan City Wolves. Make sure to tune in on Thursday. Our Mishawaka swimming team will be taking part in the meet, and on Saturday, girls basketball will take on the Concord Minutemen here in the Cave. Myself and Cam Stokes will be on the call for that game. Final score of this one, 59-54. The Cavemen fall to the Michigan City Wolves. That's going to do it here. Cavemen boys basketball on the Mishawaka Network. Thank you for watching.